Well, I think it's a great collaborative effort. So in the United States, there are full-time hand surgeons. So there are about 2,500 members of the American Society for Surgery of the Hand that practice almost exclusively hand surgery, which is uncommon here. So what we try to do is bring our expertise in hand surgery. On the mission group this time, there are 2 hand surgeons. There's 3 hand surgeons, actually, 2 anesthesiologists, and an occupational therapist, because therapy is an important part of hand surgery. And then I specialize in children. I take care of only children, but the other surgeons take care of children and adults, so it's a nice combination of talent to try and help people in Trinidad.
What are some of the differences that you see in that specialization between children and adults?
They're littler. No, but they
very much so.
And they have different problems. So they have a lot of congenital differences. So they're born with web fingers, was a child we did yesterday. Spastic children, like from cerebral palsy, was a child we did yesterday. They have different diagnoses and require different treatment regimens than adults.
Right. No, you're talking about children that you've worked on yesterday. I'm wondering, what does the schedule look like?
Schedule is packed. I mean, they arrived late on Sunday evening and they were up and moving by 8 o'clock yesterday. We did 3 fairly complex surgeries yesterday, 2 kids and 1 adult. We have clinics today down at the center, 6250777. The schedule for operations is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have a little bit of flexibility, but we can see cases. We did one of the cases we did yesterday, the first one, the cerebral palsy kid we had seen last year.
Correct.
And he was too small. We tried to do it beyond the year. And he's in the lineup, as is another one on tomorrow. So it's really the free consultations. There is all the expertise there that people can access either in this run, or I run clinics at the Princess Elizabeth Center, which are free to the public and have always been. The center does have a small charge for the use of the facilities, but the doctors and the implants that we use are usually free. So that's just a small correction. But yeah, we have an exciting lineup this week, and I'm working these guys hard already.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like surgery. Preparation is the key to success. So before we came down here, Dr. Araujo and I reviewed cases that were appropriate for surgery so we could operate the first day we arrived. And then the second thing is we brought about 500 pounds of equipment. So we came through customs again with help of Dr. Araujo, and we brought all this equipment in for surgery that we do this week, and then whatever we don't do, that equipment stays here. The vast majority of the equipment stays. So I think it helps the infrastructure in addition to caring for the kids and adults that we do this week.
Yeah, on that note, we have to thank the Ministry of Health, especially the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Tilok Dari, and the Comptroller of Customs, who helped us in terms of getting this through, because we have to import implants and drugs that they're using in the center. And I mean, through the beneficence of the Touching Hands project, we get stuff. They gave us a cast saw, which is a simple gift, but adds to the repertoire that we have. And the hand therapist, the occupational therapist, she's brought materials for splint making. So quite apart from fashioning splints and doing treatment schedules for all our patients, we will have, they said, materials for carrying on this thing. And that's part of the collaborative effort that we're trying to build on, that we are building on for the Princess Elizabeth Center, whose vision is to take this basic organization and put it at a higher level with a full orthopedic center that I know we are planning as a group at Princess Elizabeth Center, with the help of our colleagues.
Can implants be modified? Because I would believe that children would outgrow certain things.
Well, it's a good question. So the implants are smaller for children than adults. So we have both smaller implants for some of the kids we do and larger implants for the adults. Once the implant is inserted, the child grows without difficulty, and the implant just becomes relatively smaller as the arm or leg gets longer.
I'm also wondering, what is the potential for capacity building? Because yes, leaving equipment is one thing, having the cast saw is one thing, but in terms of interaction during procedures or during the schedule of events, so that Dr. Araujo, you spoke about things that may have been out of your capability. We don't especially expect you to say, okay, well, I can do this tomorrow. But in the same time, getting that experience as opposed to reading about procedures and having a little more capacity. What are the potentials for those kind of linkages?
Well, that's a fantastic question, DK. That we were speaking about that, and it's 3 levels. It's terms of doing what we can, bringing in Scott and his group and whatever to do a little bit more, and to open the door for training for young professionals, hopefully in the field of hand surgery later on. So we're looking at all that capacity, and we also have a collaboration. I think last year they took 1 kid away because we did not have the infrastructure to do a more advanced procedure. So there are various levels of collaboration, and we're trying to push the boundaries slowly. Yeah,
no, but I also think it's important to know that we operated together yesterday. So the adage is, feed a man a fish and feed him for a day, and teach a man to fish and feed him for a lifetime. So I think every time that we operate together, there's additional knowledge that Dr. Araujo gains.
The skill and knowledge transfer goes on, and the ASSH, the American Society for Surgery of the Hand, they have their annual meeting and their workshops, and that just adds to whatever training that you have, and it gives you, for me as a surgeon, it gives me confidence with one in terms of the approach and the diagnostics and the management, and then when you see the outcome, it's oh wow, it's great, it's fantastic.
I think that's so important in terms of like having this confidence and say, okay, this is something that I've seen before, so that I can treat with it.
Right. I think for us to come in and operate and leave is not nearly as important as to come in and educate and build infrastructure and build material, and then transfer some of that knowledge to Dr. Araujo, to his colleagues, to make it a little bit better every time we come and then go.
Especially when you think about things like physiotherapy, which happens over a protracted period of time, depending on the case.
Yeah, so one of the cases we did was a really bad nerve injury, and Scott brought in some nerve glue, which we don't have in Trinidad, and makes the procedure so much shorter and so much more refined. And then this morning, coming upon today, the hand therapist is going to start with that patient and work out a whole protocol that, okay, this is what we want to be doing.
So it's nerve glue, you said?
Nerve glue, yeah. Instead of sewing it on, and you sewing, and you did 4 strands into one nerve, and we harvested a nerve from the girl's leg, and 3 strands into another nerve, and you glue it on. It's like glue, 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 rather than so. Yeah,
it is hard to believe, isn't it? but we use but that's also a good example of a collaborative effort. So we knew the case was going to be here, and we reached out to our industry partners, because the glue is expensive, and said to them that we need some glue to do a case in Trinidad. And sure enough, they ponied up the glue, and then we came with the glue machine, and then off we went.